The moment you stop chasing is the moment they start thinking about you again. Not because you begged. Not because you proved your worth. But because you stepped out of the emotional game they were winning. Most people get this completely wrong. When someone pulls away, ignores you, or leaves, the instinct is to react. You want answers. You want closure. You want to fix it. So you text. You explain. You try to show them what they're losing. And that's exactly why they don't feel the loss. Because the more you chase, the less they have to. There's a quiet law in human behavior. What is easily available is rarely valued. The more you offer your attention, your time, your emotions without resistance, the less weight it carries. Not because you're not valuable, but because you're removing all tension, all mystery, all space for them to feel your absence. Now, imagine two people after a breakup. One keeps sending messages, checking stories, reacting, trying to stay present in the other person's life. The other one goes silent, not out of anger, but out of control. They redirect their energy. They stop explaining. They stop proving. Who becomes unforgettable? It's not the one who cares more. It's the one who masters themselves. That's where Stoicism enters. Not as a philosophy you quote, but as a way you move. You cannot control how someone feels about you. You cannot control whether they regret their decision tomorrow, next week, or ever. But you can control how you respond. And that response determines everything. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who faced betrayal, loss, and constant pressure, wrote something powerful. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Once you truly understand this, you stop trying to control people and start controlling your presence. And when your presence changes, everything changes. Most people try to make others regret losing them by showing what they're missing, posting more, acting happier, trying to indirectly send messages. But this still comes from the same place seeking validation. Real power is quieter than that. It's when you no longer need them to see your value, because you're building it, regardless. There's a difference between silence that is waiting and silence that has moved on, that one feels desperate. The other feels powerful. People can sense that. Think about someone who stopped texting you completely. No explanation, no drama, just gone. At first, you might feel relief. But after a while, something shifts. You start wondering. You replay conversations. You question your own decisions. Why? Because they removed access. And when access is gone, imagination fills the space. This is where regret is born. Not from your words, but from your absence. But here's where most people fail. They try to fake this. They go silent, but internally they're still attached. Still checking. Still hoping. Still waiting for a reaction. That's not stoic strength. That's suppressed emotion. Real detachment is different. It's when your focus genuinely shifts back to your own life, your growth, your discipline, your purpose. You wake up and your first thought is no longer about them. You invest your time in things that build you, your body, your work, your mindset, and something interesting happens. You become harder to replace. Not because you try, because you're evolving. Let's take a real-life scenario. A man gets broken up with. At first, he reacts like most people. He tries to understand, tries to talk, tries to fix it. But eventually, he stops. Not because he gave up on love, but because he chose himself. He starts going to the gym consistently. Not for revenge, but for discipline. He improves his career, learns new skills, builds confidence through action, not validation. Months pass. His ex checks his social media, sees the changes he's become, sees the growth. But more importantly, she notices something missing. Him reaching out. And that absence hits harder than any message he could have sent. That's when regret begins. Not because he tried to prove something, but because he no longer needed to. Another example, a woman who was always available, always carrying all present, suddenly stops giving that energy to someone who took it for granted. She doesn't block. She doesn't create drama. She simply withdraws her attention and invests it into herself, her peace, her life, her standards. Now, the person who once ignored her messages starts noticing the silence. At first, they think she come back. Then they get curious, then uncomfortable. Then they reach out. But by that time, she's no longer the same person who needed that connection. That's the transformation. You don't win by getting them back. You win by outgrowing the version of you that needed them. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Sometimes they will come back. Sometimes they won't. But if your goal is to make them regret losing you, you're still tied to their validation. The Stoic Way is different. It's about becoming so grounded in your own value that their regret becomes irrelevant. And ironically, that's when it happens. Because regret isn't triggered by your effort. It's triggered by your absence, your growth, and your indifference. There's a quote often misunderstood: never react, never explain. It doesn't mean you become cold or emotionless. It means you don't waste energy trying to convince someone of your worth. People who want to understand you will. People who don't, won't. And chasing them only lowers your position. When you stop reacting, you regain control. When you stop explaining, you create mystery. And when you start focusing on your life, you build power. The kind of power that doesn't need attention. Now imagine this. They see you again after months. You're calmer, more focused, less available. There's something different about your energy. You're not trying to impress them. You're not trying to reconnect. You're simply unaffected. That's when it hits them, not because you said anything, but because they realize they no longer have access to who you've become. And that realization is heavy. Because people don't regret losing what they had. They regret losing what they can no longer reach. So, if you're going through this right now, understand something. The best move is not to chase, not to prove, not to react. It's to rebuild yourself so completely that even if they come back, they're no longer your focus. That's the real shift. That's the Stoic Way. And if you take anything from this, remember this line: silence isn't empty. It's full of answers. Discipline is more attractive than attention. And self-respect is louder than any explanation. Become the person they can't access anymore, and you won't need them to regret losing you. They will feel it. If this changed your perspective, follow Stoic Wealth World for more content that sharpens your mindset, strengthens your discipline, and puts you back in control of your life.